So today I'll be reviewing Pokemon Aim to be a Pokemon Master Episode 1, The Winds of Beginning, The Endless Road. This can technically be considered Episode 137 of Pokemon Journeys, but I think I'll keep this title for now. With that being said, let's talk about the episode. This was the start of Ash's adventure on the path to be a Pokemon Master, with him meeting and rescuing Latias. Not much happened in the grand scheme of things, but I still think this episode was worth watching and talking about. I was expecting Ash to meet with Gary in this episode to trigger the journey, but that wasn't the case and may just happen in a later episode, or possibly a flashback. But for now, let's talk about what actually transpired in this episode before I give you all my thoughts. So if you watched the episode, you know that for the most part this was a pretty slow and easygoing episode that starts off with Ash and Pikachu just traveling at random to start the episode. It's also worth noting that we got a new opening song during this episode that was kind of a remake and remaster of the first opening. I think it would have been better if they had just reanimated those scenes, but I'm guessing they didn't have time or they just did this for nostalgic purposes. But getting back to the episode, after traveling for a bit and making peace with Beedrill, Ash gets attacked by Team Rocket, which he's able to handle easily despite them being prepared because he got help from his old Pokemon like Noivern, Sceptile, and Donphan. I thought it was great seeing these guys back in action again after a long time, and I enjoyed the randomness of this team. Noivern and Donphan were both raised from eggs, but the rest of them have zero connection whatsoever, which I think is great, especially if he just keeps doing this every episode. So after dealing with Team Rocket, Ash finds a Latias that crash lands into a pond, and after helping it out of the water with Weasel, we see him nurse it back to health using some bandages and a potion, which is something we've never seen Ash do before, especially on his own. This instantly became one of my favorite moments in the episode because of how it showcases Ash's growth as a trainer. So after Latias wakes up, it has trouble trusting Ash, and before Ash has a chance to befriend it, Team Rocket end up capturing it as well as Ash and freezing it in a glass spear, but that doesn't last long since Ash tells Pikachu to shock him so that they can just break free, which they managed to do. And as Ash is falling out of the sky, Latias, who realized how far Ash was willing to go for it, ends up saving him by catching him in the air. After that, Ash sends Team Rocket flying and Latias ends up leaving on its own for now, but we do see it looking at Ash as he departs, which may hint at it returning in the future. And that pretty much wraps up the episode. So to give you my overall thoughts on this episode, like I said at the beginning, nothing major really happened in this episode to answer the question what a Pokemon Master actually is, but this was definitely a decent start to the journey where Ash will find the answer. Although no questions were directly answered, I still think this episode was a great learning moment for Ash, or at least one that gave us as fans a better perspective as to how far Ash has come. In this episode, we not only saw Ash make decisions on his own like where to go, but we also saw him take action in a calm and collected manner to help Latias, with him not only saving it from the water but also nursing it back to health, which is typically something we'd only see Brock or Cilan do. This moment was great because it not only shows you how far Ash has come in ways other than battling, but also shows you that he's learning from his past adventures and companions, which is something I think we'll see a lot of in this short series. When it comes to Ash catching Latias, that didn't happen in this episode, and it wasn't the one from movie 5, but I do think Ash could still end up catching it at the end of the series if it continues to follow him. Overall, this made for a nice start to the journey, and I give this episode an 8 out of 10 because of how it showcased Ash's growth. Be sure to give me your thoughts in the comment section below on the somewhat new opening and the episode as a whole. Thanks for watching, and bye.